Going from the E1 to the E2 family, this is the beautiful aircraft that many of you have seen outside. It's our Profit Hunter, our tech lion. This aircraft has seen many places in the world. We're selling this aircraft at the moment to many customers, and I want to share you a little bit on where we are on this program. So, the E2 in short, it's a very excellent aircraft for airlines. It is the lightest aircraft out there. It's the lowest fuel burn, lowest noise, lowest emissions, not a small feat. Lowest maintenance cost, both if you look at airframe and engine. It's a very high reliability out of the box, if we used to say at Embraer. So the lessons learned on the E-Jet that we moved forward in the E2, it's delivering a great platform in the airlines see a high reliability on the aircraft. And it's a very easy transition from the E1 to the E2, but also during the transition it allows airlines to fly the E1 and the E2 in a mixed configuration. And of course, we improved everything possible on this aircraft. It won't be kept the same as the pilot coming out. And the reason we did that, because we believe a lot of the E-Jets flying out there today will be replaced by the E2. And when we brought this aircraft to the market in 2019, a lot of those E-Jets in the market were a little bit too young for replacement. Now, after coming through the Boeing deal discussions, after going through COVID, 4 more years passed, and currently we see a lot of demand and traction in the market for airlines to talk about the replacement of the E-Jets by the E2. Now, let me talk quickly about the engine, because a lot has been said about the GTF engine, and of course people say, well, GTF problems, so the E2 has a problem. The E2 engine is actually doing quite well in the market. We see good performance, but more importantly, the issues that we have on the engine, we do have a plan to improve those, and some of them have already been improved. So, for example, just to mention 3, the LLPs on the aircraft, we had some engines going to the market which did not have the full life. As of the Block H LLP set in December 22, we now are delivering the full LLP life to the market, which means those no longer have to be replaced and have to go through the shops. Complementing an E1 fleet. Of course, Azora, the leasing company, has 20 aircraft on order with us. And a big name that we announced recently was Scoot. Scoot is a low-cost subsidiary of Singapore Airlines. They embraced the 190 E2 and will start delivering those in 2024. Winter, later during this presentation. I'm a bit careful with this machine. So just highlighting a few of those, I mentioned Salamair. Salamair is an airline that flies the A320 and the A321neo. It's really focusing on low cost. What Salamair really saw is they wanted an aircraft smaller than what they're flying today. They really see the benefit of an aircraft with roughly 30% lower trip cost, 57 A320s. They started with 9 190 E2s, also through Azora, our leasing partner. We're very proud to have that aircraft coming into service. First aircraft will be delivered in March 2024. But also, again, complementing narrowbody. So another airline that really sees that if you go through a little bit of complexity with adding a new type, the E2 is a great aircraft to do that. It has tremendously low unit cost, and it offers a nice gap to the narrowbodies to play with from a network perspective. So we're very happy with this one. And as I mentioned before, Roger Daniel, another airline that flies the Neo, the A319, 320, 321 family today, moving to the Neos, and also they had already 175s and 195 E1s. They're adding the E2 to fly in the network, complementing their roles. So that's a great argument for E2s. So with the customers that we have today, I showed you a picture before of all the customers globally. I think this is a great picture just to the E2 as it stands today. So we have a coverage nicely around the globe. Porter in North America, our launch customer. We have several airlines now in Europe and Central Asia. Widerøe, Winter, Atlantic and TUI and Aristana. In the Middle East, we will have Salamair and RJ soon. We have Airpeace in Nigeria, Air Kiribati, Scoot, and SPS in the Far East. And last but not least, our partners in Brazil, Azul, that's flying a sizable fleet of 17 E2s today. And they're very happily flying those also to complement the narrowbody. If we could bring something to the market around 2030. And the hydrogen fuel cell, which will likely take a little bit more time, also driven by the availability of hydrogen. We're looking at different family. We're looking at up to 50 seats at the moment, and we're looking at both 3 and 4 person configurations. But these will be, of course, with hybrids, much lower fuel burn, 100% SAF, fully green, and of course hydrogen needs no explanation, that's green by itself, so that's something we're looking forward to in the future. 5% of the fuel burn out of the system by replacing E-jets by E2s. And if we move forward, we are working on a 100% SAF E2. We did a demonstration last year with one engine, 100% SAF. Very proud that was successful, and we're working together with Pratt & Whitney to make the E2 a 100% SAF capable aircraft. Of course, today 50% airlines can already make use of the 50%, which is already quite high for the SAF usage globally, but we're committed to get to 100%. We'll do the same on the E1s, and we'll also make sure that the E1s can fly 100% SAF. And in parallel, over the next couple of years, we really want to bring new technology to the market on energy platforms. One of the things we could do, as I mentioned before, is hybrid electric around the 30s, looking at hydrogen fuel cells around 35. We're even thinking about maybe a dual fuel application down the line in the same segment, and then beyond that, roll that technology.
Yeah, they've seen there's been certain headwinds around pilot shortages in the US market, but ultimately this is the start of planning for. So, Lauren, it is yesterday. Next up, earlier this year we announced an undisclosed order for 15195 E2s. We will disclose today. To give a hint, these guys have had a massive impact into the market. They have helped us secure with Scoot and Singapore Airlines. We've worked with them on SKS. We've worked with them with Royal Jordanian. And I'd like to invite Ron Bauer from Azora to order not once, but twice, 3 times, for the 4th time. They're coming back to grow their fleet. Award-winning airline from the Canary Islands, Pinta Canarias, will be announcing 6 195 E2s. And John, Matthias, you coming up? This is Matthias. He's our good sales director who looks after Pinta. He's been looking after for many years. Pinta are unable to be with us today. They've got other stuff on. But I know what a great relationship Matthias is, and it's a proud moment for me to see him up here on stage to accept the aircraft.